challenged person. I was pointing at you. We went to the movie theater. Hold on. Make sure my fly's not on. Okay, so we go to the movie theater and we're walking through, and as we're walking in, she sees the booster seats for the kids, and she says, "Hey, this is real embarrassing, but would you mind getting me one of those booster seats for the movie?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay, that's cool." And so I reach her, I get out, here you go. She goes, "I'm just messing with you, man." And I was like, wow. So if you're with someone who's shorter than you, ask them to get a. So then for Christmas, I gave her a picture, a cutout of just this part of my chest, framed. And she said, "What is that?" And I said, "That's a picture of just this part of my chest." She said, "What'd you do that for?" I said, "When you look at me, that's all you ever see." Anyway. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Yay! Okay, we have to test out our cowbells. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. All right. Very good. Oriental Trading Company's finest cowbells. So my name is Drew Lentz, and I've been asked to be one of the founding group of the 1 Million Cups group here in McAllen. And I know just a little bit about it. We're all learning as we go, but it's a really fantastic thing. And I've had the opportunity to go through a number of programs with the McAllen Chamber of Commerce. And every time you guys get behind something, it's always really exciting to be a part of it. So I appreciate the Chamber pushing this. I think it's a great thing for the city, a great thing for young entrepreneurs and for people who are getting involved in business at any level. This is going to be something I think that can open up a lot of doors for them. We went through the Idea Place. I've been through that program. It was phenomenal. We had a wonderful experience. We did the innovation grant. We were the recipients of one of the $10,000 grants from the city. It's a lot of fun to go through it, and every time I have an idea, I want to go back through the program again just to go through the process of it. So Jorge and Steve, you guys do such a great job helping the community. And this is just an extension of this. And what's really cool is the timing of it, with being part of the last class of the innovation grant that went through. One of the conversations that kept coming up amongst the people who were the younger, not that we're younger, but newer entrepreneurs in the city of McAllen was, okay, now that we've got a product, now that we have an idea, now that we've been funded, and we've taken it to market in some way, shape, or form, what next? And this kind of represents a lot of that what next. And with the 1 Million Cups organization, what it helps out is people at every level of business, whether you're just getting started, whether you've been established for a little while, whether you're an industry veteran. What it allows you to do is come up and figure out how to get past a roadblock. And that could be ideas, that could be advertising, that could be marketing ideas, product concepts, it could be funding, it could be just getting to know people in your community who can help establish relationships for you. A great example of that, of just knowing the right people, is I have this other idea, this brainchild that I've come up with, and the first thing that I did is I'm lucky enough to know the guys at JJ's Party House, and I said, "Look, I have an idea for a concept, and this is what it is. Would you guys make some shelf room for me at JJ's?" And Homer said, "Absolutely." And it's little relationships like that in the Rio Grande Valley that can help all of us succeed. So with that being said, that's what we're trying to do here as an organization. We're trying to get people who are in the community, who are doing things, who may or may not be successful at them, but at least they're trying, right? We do want to find people who are successful at business and successful at getting ideas into the marketplace, and then give people who are trying to get their ideas launched the opportunity to sit down and share a cup of coffee with us. The goal of 1 Million Cups is, it was the vision of the Kauffman Foundation where they said, imagine if we could get 1 million people to share 1 million cups of coffee with 1 million entrepreneurs. How awesome would that be, just to share a cup of coffee to get an idea to move it forward? So that's what we're doing. We don't have 1 million cups of coffee in here. We have about 11, but that's cool. But that's a start. The way that the program will work is it's going to happen, it's once a month, correct?
Yes.
On the second Wednesday of the month in the morning, same bat time, same bat channel, same amazing Chipley donuts. We've got some great coffee this morning. And what we'll do is we'll sit down and we're going to encourage people to come in and share their stories with us. It's 6 minutes, right?
6 minutes.
It's a 6-minute presentation that someone gets to share. You register online, so encourage your friends to do it. They fill out a quick form online. We go through that, and then we schedule someone to show up on a specific date, and they get to share their story with us, and then we get to ask them questions. It's a 6-minute presentation, and it's 20 minutes of Q&A, right?
Correct.
Yeah, okay, just making sure I got the numbers right. So for 20 minutes, we get to bombard whoever's up here with questions to help them. Not questions like, well, why did you do that? But questions like, well, why did you do that? You know, and how can we help you move it forward? So that's kind of the goal. So as the presenters up here talking, keep in mind what questions you can ask them to kind of stoke the coals, right? To figure out what you can do to help fan their flames to get them to grow. And if you know someone that can help them, or you can be a guiding force with them, that's really what we're looking for. Put yourself in their shoes, right? But reach out to everybody, let them know what we're up to, let them know what we're doing, and we hope to see this thing grow. Cool?
Cool.
Test out our cowbells?
Yeah.
We'll ring them. All right. So I'm gonna break this real quick. I'm gonna invite Steve up here to explain the cowbells real quick, and also to talk a little bit more about why you brought this program to us. So, Mr. Steve Langes.
All right. Okay, so one of the things that you always want to do is kind of break the traditional things that you do. So everyone claps all the time, right? So we thought, no, let's do cowbells instead. And so instead of clapping, and this is going to be kind of our signature calling card for this event, so we want you to ring the cowbells, okay? So that's just your way of showing support to the presenter, the idea, those type of things. Second, thank you all for coming and being a part of this. Great crowd. What we want to do, I'm going to have Drew do this in a minute. We want to go through and have everybody introduce themselves, so our two presenters kind of know, the two presenters know who are in the room. But we also have what we call founders. And anybody who's here who's not a founder, you're welcome to join us and be a part of it and be called a founder. A founder is somebody that we recruited specifically to participate in this process, that they bring a certain skill set. It could be marketing, it could be financing, it could be a lot of different things that can help can help somebody just looking at their ideas. And so what I'd like to do real quick, we're going to start over here with Drew and have everybody introduce themselves real quick, and you just say if you're a founder, just say I'm a founder. But yeah, go ahead.
Cool. Okay, so I'm Drew Lentz. I'm one of the co-founders of a group called Code RGB. We're a tech-based nonprofit in the Rio Grande Valley. I'm also an entrepreneur with a product called Wi-Fi Stand that we got the innovation grant for. And then on top of that, I have a technology consulting company here in McAllen called Frontera Consulting. And I'm a founder.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Hott from Cobalt Digital Marketing, and I'm also a founder and obsessed with digital marketing and entrepreneurship. So I'm really excited to be here.
Oh. Good morning, everyone. My name is Fabiola Urgel. I'm a founder and I'm a banker. I work for Vantage Bank, and I do commercial lending and small business lending.
Good morning, I'm Roberto Gonzalez. I came to cover the event with Texas Board of Business and Mega Doctor News.
So real quick, what's cool about this group that you guys will see is that we've got marketing, we've got finance, we've got press, and we've got a nerd all in the first page. We haven't even gotten to everybody else yet, but if you're thinking about starting a business, you see how impactful just this single table could be? Pretty cool, right?
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Davis. I'm an entrepreneur and I'm the owner of Mi Cocina by the Hour in Nuts and Cows, and also I'm a business advisor. I'm working with Latina Hope programs and other programs around the valley. I'm obsessed and I really enjoy to help people to develop business idea. All that I know is to do is business. I'm gonna start as an entrepreneur on 20 years ago. So I'm so happy, I'm a founder, and I hope to be able to help you any stage of your business. Thank you.
Hi everybody, I'm Miguel Garcia. I'm a program coordinator for First RGB here in the Valley. We work very closely with the school districts as well as the what do you call it? With the private sector to develop summer camps and also reach out for STEM activities and robotics here in the Valley.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Hardison, and I work for Plexus Consulting. We're a small startup consulting company here in the Valley. We do business and tech consulting.
and I'm a founder, and I'm a Rio Grande Valley. I was born and reared here, so I'm one of y'all.
You're a Valley girl.
I'm a Valley girl.
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Ramiro Vesta, and I'm also a founder. Thank you, Steve, and everybody that is a part of this group. Pleasure to be working with you. I like to call it back to my roots. I used to do small business startup consulting with a small business development center, so one-stop capital shop. So it's good to be a part of this. I have a small consulting company called RG Economic Advisors. I'm also partnered with a development company. We do residential and commercial development. Pleasure to be here.
Good morning, I'm Jackie Michelle, and I'm a founder, and I am here because I'm so excited about this happening. I've seen so many changes since I've moved to Valley. I'm a native here, but I've probably been here long enough that I can say that I'm a lifetimer, longer here than any place else in my life. But my background is in technology commercialization. I spent 22 years in the biopharmaceutical industry, and then I've spent the last 15 years commercializing technologies out of universities. So I'm more on the technology, invention, intellectual property, commercializing either medical devices or different kinds of engineering devices and things like that. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see this grow because you guys are who's going to change the economic situation in the Valley and provide the jobs for the future graduates all of our universities. And you can engage them too. So thank you, and thanks for everybody for being here.
Good morning, my name is Maribel Reyes. I'm a Latina Hub. I have a small business, the ex Maribote. I create a house person. Thank you.
My name is Viviana Gomez, and I belong to this group, this wonderful group, Latina Hub, and I see many faces here, very nice. And also I have a home-based business too that we're just starting out. Like the same as my friend Maribel, we have a bowl making, bowls for little girls and bandits, and it's called Mary Bowl Creation, so you can look me at Facebook. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Marty Rodriguez, and I'm with Lift Fund. Lift Fund is a microlender. We provide small business loans to assist those micro entrepreneurs that are seeking of starting or expanding their business operations.
Hi, good morning. My name is Jackie. I work with Lift Fund. I am the customer service representative. I've been with Lift Fund for 2 months barely, so I'm a newbie, but I'm very excited to be there and to learn from them as well. I'm actually very excited to be here, so it's a new experience. I'm excited about it.
Hi, good morning. My name is Joe Boosh. I'm an attorney at Atlas Hall Rodriguez here in McAllen. I specialize in real estate transactions, banking, and all things business, so formations, mergers, and such.
Hi, my name is Alberto Garza. I work here at the McAllen Chamber. Morning, Justin Capadona. I'm a financial advisor with Raymond James. Here with my wife, helping her with her business.
Hello, my name is Victoria Barrera Capadona. I am the owner of Capadona Ranch Mesquite Bean Products. I'm also a recipient of the 2016 McAllen Chamber Innovation Grant, and I'm excited to be speaking today about my experience.
Good morning. Big Joe, Supreme Credit Services at Fixed Credit. I help people that need help with their credit. I deal with mortgage companies, banks. You got bad credit, you call Big Joe.
Good morning. My name is Vivian Vidal. I'm an inventor. I was also a recipient of this last grant that they gave out. I was blessed to receive $10,000, and I moved my product forward, and I'm excited to present it to y'all.
Good morning. My name is Lisa Hindu. I work at Texas Community Bank. I'm the development officer. I'm also one of your McAllen Chamber ambassadors. I'm here just to see what the community is offering all of the local natives, and happy to be here.
Morning, my name is Mark Lewis. I'm one of the owners of the ice cream shop Rolling with Cream. I'll be presenting later today. I was also the recipient of the 2017 Small Business Plan competition with the Chamber of McAllen, which helped us get into our brick and mortar. And I'll speak to you guys in a minute.
Hey there, good morning. My name is Mario Martinez, and I'm here actually as an independent, just kind of wanting to see, get involved with what's going on the RGB. My background is as an engineer, but currently my interests lie in data analysis and business optimization, so I'm really interested in joining a company that wants someone to help them out.
Hi, good morning. My name is Sadie Martinez. I'm a new interpreter, and actually I came here to see exactly what was the program about. Like I mentioned, I'm very new. I'm actually thinking about starting my job. Well, I want to do like a business, and I want to learn a lot of things from you guys and see what is available in the area. So I'm very happy to be here.
Good morning, my name is Carla Sanchez, and I'm the owner of Balloons and More. We specialize in balloon decorating and personalized gifts. So we're located here on Pecan Boulevard between 6th and 7th Streets. We're here to serve you.
I'm Nilda Paxman, and along with my daughter, we are Lift Your Spirits. We are also balloon decorators. I know Carla, and being a former nerd through, I retired from eBay. I created their internal help desk way back. But I returned. I'm a native Rio Grande Valley, and I returned after 30 years in California. And I like doing the balloons because it's an outlet for my creativity, and I wasn't going to just retire silently.
Hello, my name is Silver Trevino. My true name is Silvestre Trevino. I am the inventor and owner of Ready Tea, a golf tea carrying clip. I'm also the recipient of a grant from the McAllen Chamber of Commerce, and I've met a lot of people here, and everybody here has helped at one time or another. Thank you, Steve and Courtney, and the young lady back there, Melissa, and everybody else has helped. I also want to thank Stephanie Hall because she helped in the marketing at one time with promoting Ready Tea. This young gentleman here, he did a story of Ready Tea, of course included my picture on it. Live funds, they gave me a small loan to start off my business along with a grant. That helped a lot. And I bought some nuts from a little bit here. So as you can see, little by little, you become part of it. It's like a big family. And all I'm waiting for is for people to start buying them by the hundreds. Thank you very much. Again, it's Ready Tea, Silver Trevino.
Hi, I'm Tina Ziegler. A lot of you already know me. What I do is one of my missions is to connect local artists with local businesses and have little events, and also help local businesses to get like better services as far as the essential concierge services, security systems, payment systems, and electricity. And I also coach and I teach German and English. So those are a few things I do.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Selena Gonzalez. I'm very impressed to see a lot of members of the community here. I work with your local NBC station. I do digital marketing sales for them, and I'm also representing the McAllen Chamber Ambassadors. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Doug Cullen. I'm a recent transplant to the Valley. Been here about 4 months now. And so I'm a teacher by trade, but I've also had restaurants in the past. And an interest in digital marketing. In my current project, I'm working on a food blog, which is developing nicely. And so I'm here really just to get to know more about what's happening in the Valley.
My name is Jacqueline Capitana Jackson, and I'm with Capitana Ranch, and I like to sit up in the front row to take notes.
Jorge Sanchez, Director of Business Development. If you want to get involved with any of our programs, please contact me.
Cool. Okay, so do you guys know what a word cloud is? Are you familiar with the word cloud? So a word cloud is where you take and you plug in a whole bunch of words into it, and the more times that word is mentioned, the larger the text, or the larger the font is. So I'm not plugged into the deal, but what I did is I was listening to everybody, and I was typing in all the different roles and what you guys do, and how you do it, and the things that stand out, right, We've got financial, we've got press, artist, independent, business owner, innovation. It's kind of exactly what we want to see, right? So you can hear there's a great mix of people that are in this room that can help each other out and that can be a guiding force, if you will. So I think it's really neat. I think we've got the right idea here. So that being said, I think the first group that we're going to introduce, Mark, right? Yes. With Rolling with Cream. How many of y'all have been to his shop before? How many of y'all went to the food truck before it was the shop? That's pretty cool. So without further ado, a fantastic business. Let's welcome you up to the stage. Yeah, there you go. Hi. Okay, so hold on. You've got 6 minutes. Are you running the timer? Do you have a timer over there? Or do you want me to do it?
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
All right.
Good morning, everybody. I'd like to say first, thank you to the Chamber of McAllen. Thank you to 1 Million Cups. Thank you to Jorge, Steve for inviting us to be a part of the presentation today. My name is Mark Lewis. A little bit about myself. I'm one of the owners of Rolling with Cream, along with my partner Andrew Gomez. A little bit about myself. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, a special place in New York. I've been in the Valley for about 6 years. I moved here for work, and I've just been noticing a lot of different things going on in the area. And I have a bachelor's in business management, so owning my own business has always been a dream of mine, and this was kind of right up my alley. So Rolling with Cream, it's the premier rolled ice cream shop in McAllen. If you haven't been, you need to come check us out. The idea came from a trip that I took to New York. I saw the idea, saw the concept, and I thought it was really cool. I tried the ice cream, it wasn't that good. And I thought about it, I was like, man, how long would it take something like this to make its way to McAllen? Sometimes, I guess here, we're kind of behind and it takes things years to get here. So I was like, you know what, it'll be cool, we can bring it down to the Valley. So I get back home, I spoke to a friend of mine, and I said, hey, give me $500, I want to make ice cream. So of course he looked at me like I was crazy, and but he gave me the money. In the summer of 2016, I spent in his garage trying to perfect the recipe. The recipe came out good, so then after inviting friends over and everybody telling me, hey, it's really good, I said, hey buddy, give me $10,000 because I want to start a food truck. And then again, he looked at me like I was crazy, and he said, you sure? I mean, there's no guarantee you're going to get your money back, but trust me. So he trusted my crazy idea, and in December of 2016, we opened up a food truck right over here at the McAllen Food Park. And the first night, we had a 3-hour waiting line. The second night, 4-hour waiting line. We were running out of ice cream, and we was like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. So I guess at that point, that's when we thought we had something. And we entered the McAllen Small Business Plan competition that Elizabeth told us about, and we actually won. So we won $7,500 to help further the business to get into a brick and mortar. Okay, does anybody know who that is? I know I'm showing my age right now. Vanilla Ice, I guess the whole problem was that ice cream here is pretty old school. Pretty traditional. You go into an ice cream shop, you get a scoop of ice cream, it's good. You leave there, but you don't leave with the real experience. You don't really take anything away. You'll think, okay, I had ice cream, but what do you really remember about your last ice cream experience? And that's what we saw the void in McAllen, in the ice cream industry here. We were like, I think this will be something new to bring. I think we can fill a void. Okay, so the solution here actually is Rolling with Cream. We make our ice cream from scratch. It's a recipe that I created, the original recipe we still use today in our stores. And here's basically a video that was customer created. We have the most amazing customers. We truly believe in interacting with the customers, and we like to let our customers know that they leave the business, that their business is appreciated. We comment on every review that they leave, every check-in and everything like that, because people want to know that they're not just going somewhere and buying something where the business might not even remember them. So you can kind of see the whole process here. It's pretty good. Even though it's my own recipe. And actually, we've been doing new things. We actually have created a vegan base that we have now as well, and we have a low sugar option as well for different people. So you can actually bring, your mother, if they're older, if they have health issues, they can't really eat a lot of sugar. So we've actually helped bringing all these other new options for our customers. So the difference is that basically, like I said, we're not your usual non-traditional ice cream shop. We're doing new things. Actually, last week I thought of an idea. I was like, ice cream and conchas. So now we're selling ice cream and conchas. It's really good. I guess like your regular franchises, they kind of like stick to a model and they just never change. They really don't interact with their customers and things like that. And that's what we saw we can take advantage of. And we're trying, we did something actually, with the Thin Mints and stuff like that. The business challenges that we used to have inside the food truck was that the machines that we use, they rely a lot on the environment that they're in. And in the food truck in the summertime, we were only able to open up at 6 p.m. at night, and the heat inside was like 120 degrees, and people be smiling. They'd be like, "Why are you looking like that?" And they're sweating and stuff. But I guess we solved that issue when we were able to go into our brick and mortar. And time, being that I'm the forefront of the business, I actually moved to the Valley for a job with the U.S. government. So I have a 9-to-5 as well as this became my other 9-to-5. So basically what I'm doing with the company now, my staff, I'm just teaching them to be innovators. I'm teaching them to be independent thinkers, in the company so that they can help the company move forward. So that way I'm not always the person, I guess, that, if something doesn't get done, it says, Mark didn't do it, so I'm just trying to help and grow, and teach them, different ways that they can help make the company greater and bigger than it is. And if you haven't come by, come and roll with us. We're over on 129 West Carolina Avenue across the street from the Hollywood Movie Theater, and we would love to see you.
So I'm going to give you the piece of advice, right? Yeah. Is what's your ask? What is it that you are looking for? We can edit this out a little bit, but what is it that you're looking for from this group? What do you need help with?
From the community, I would say that we would need more, just everybody spreading the word about the good things that we're doing at the ice cream shop. We recently did the Taste McAllen, and there were so many people that have never heard of us. And I was like, you ain't heard of us? We've been open for about a year, but that's when you really see that, there's still so much more to do. And, just spreading the word, whether it's social media, whether it's word of mouth, and different things like that. And actually, we're looking to interact with other businesses as well. Like, if you have something going on, we can collaborate. We can make you a special flavor of the week, and kind of cross-promote and things like that.
Okay, so that's the first. This is don't leave. This is the first part of the presentation. So now we know a little bit about you, where you came from, the impetus for starting a business. You're 9 to 5, and then you're 5 to 9 afterwards. So now what we're going to do is we're going to open it up to questions. So for about the next 20 minutes, get comfortable. We're going to start hitting you with some questions. You cool with that? All right. All right. It's up to you to pick them out.
Yes. And Mark, repeat the questions once you.
Okay.
Okay. So you said one of the things you wanted to bring was an experience. So what is the experience that you're trying to bring to your customers?
Okay. What is the experience that we're trying to bring to our customers? I don't know how many of you have ever went to an ice cream place where you can say, I want this flavor, and this flavor, all in one right now. Basically, everything is already pre-made. A lot of it's been pre-made in a factory somewhere with emulsifiers, stabilizers. We don't use any of those things. Our recipe consists of 5 specific ingredients, and that's really it. And they're all natural. So we bring the experience of you just being able to create your own ice cream. And you see it come together in front of your eyes, and you're like, wow, how many toppings can I get? 1 or 2? It's like, no, they're unlimited. So you can do whatever you want to do. You can create a different creation every week. Yes?
Mark, have you thought about doing like a pop-up store? You've heard about pop-up stores where you go to a specific location just for a half a day or a special event and actually do your ice cream there as a different way as far as people coming to you, to your shop, versus coming to where your customers possibly.
Yes. Have we thought about doing a pop-up shop? Actually, yes, that is one of the things that we've been recently thinking about, because we kind of tested the whole idea at the Taste McAllen. That was the first time we actually, well, the second time that we actually did an event, but we didn't bring the truck there. So, and I think it worked well. The machines work well outside. So I think pop-up shops would be the next thing we would like to do as well. Next question.
some of the challenges you have faced for moving from the food truck park to your brick and mortar?
Okay.
If there has been any. Because
Okay.
I know some people have struggled to make the move. They've grown, then they feel they can have a brick and mortar, and then like
Okay,
challenges.
what were the challenges that we faced moving from the food truck into the brick and mortar? Well, the fact that the cost of everything went up. And basically, the way the business model is, you need one person per machine. At the food truck, we had 2 to 3 machines. Now we have 4 and hope to increase to 5. So the labor has went up. And also being in an environment where we actually couldn't control, I guess, like the businesses next door and things like that. Like we're next to a nail salon. And for so long, we moved into the space and everyone was like, what is that smell? And I was like, oh my God. So, we brought our own aroma system in and we tried to help combat the smell. And it was just overpowering. So I spoke to the landlord and I was like, hey, we have this issue. What can you do? He actually fixed the ventilation next door, so now we don't have that smell anymore. So it's just little things like that, and I guess a benefit as well from going from the truck to the store, when it rains outside, we can open up. People can come in and get ice cream, because when we're at the truck, if it rains, yeah, that's it, yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. What type of advertising and marketing have you utilized, and how effective was it?
Okay. What type of marketing, I'm sorry, repeat it one more time.
And advertising.
Okay. What type of marketing and advertising have we been using? Believe it or not, majority of our advertising and marketing has been social media. We used to just do Instagram and Facebook, and we would hashtag everything. So if you put a certain hashtag on it, certain people that might not even be in the area, they can actually see what you're posting up. Then we found out about how you can do the different boosts and advertisement on Facebook. And since we started doing that, we've seen an increase, basically in sales and everything like that. And it's fairly really cheap. As far as Google as well, you can do Google AdWords. So a combination of all of that online social media marketing has really helped us out. Yes.
For improvement of your recipe, I know that sometimes getting the strawberries, let's say at HB, from getting the strawberries from Nature's Heartland will be a different end product. What's your experience in that?
Okay, I guess what will be the end process, the end result of getting ingredients from different places is your question. Yes, actually I just recently had the opportunity to go to the University of Wisconsin. They have a short course for ice cream makers. So I flew to Wisconsin for a week to learn about ice cream. And actually when I went to this course, I learned so much about like strawberries and the amount of sugar that
Good for you for doing that.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. It's fair enough. As she said, it's cool.
Yeah. Actually, it was really cold too. I went in the middle of February, but it opened me up to see a whole like there were people with PhDs in ice cream, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Ice cream is $1 billion industry, and that's when I really knew that we were onto something. Yeah, we get all of our produce right now, especially from HEB, and we're looking at getting it from different places and seeing what type of different taste each different fruit has, because it does play a part. Yes.
Okay, so I was really excited to hear you talking about the marketing, and I've been following you on social for a while, so yay.
Thank you.
Have you considered actually geo-targeting the movie theater? Because you're across. So like when people are sitting there waiting for their things to see so that they walk over instead of the other competition that's a block away.
Yes. Actually, we did look at geo-targeting, and that's one of the things that we are in the process of doing.
Yes, sir. Yeah, actually, just to add to her question, how did you find that location? Is that you just want to be in the Latin area? I'm just curious on your site selection process.
Actually, that was the least favorite of all the locations that we wanted. It was because it was I think before it was a Mexican snack shop named La Hormiga. And it was so much work, so much money that we had to put in. Like the last week, we had to put in like an extra like $3,000, and I was just like, oh my gosh. Yeah. But the location, it really paid off in the end.
Yeah, and I asked because you've got Baskin Robbins on one side, you've got
Yes.
Market Slap on the other, so.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, just, you know.
Yeah, we're really not worried about it.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I had a question about, you seem to be getting really well established, so I'm sure you've probably thought about this. What about your growth and expansion plans, and have you thought about the size of what kind of market, distance and numbers that you can serve without growing multiple sites?
Okay, the question would be about what about growth and expansion? Actually, that's one thing that we've really been considering, because we think about I guess the amount of people here in the valley, and then you have certain ice cream shops. They have one in Edinburgh, one in McAllen. The thing is, I guess that with growth and expansion, it is something that we're actively seeking. But we just have to make sure, I guess, we have everything in place, to actually roll it out, because there's still certain things at the ice cream shop that we haven't done yet that we are going to introduce. We're about to introduce teas and lemonade and cookies and things like that. So once we actually have, I guess, like a solid base where we say the store is perfectly well rounded, then we'll, start to go around.
I have one more question,
Yes.
if I can. And have you made sure you've copyrighted and trademarked all of your recipes and names and all of those things?
Actually, we're in the process right now of doing the trademark for the name. We actually put that in last week. And the recipe, I guess, we do have every employee that comes there. We have them sign on confidentiality and different things like that. So, people won't pop up. Because actually, we did have there was another business here, and they popped up. I was at the truck one day, and the gentleman came in and he ordered ice cream. And then the next day, I look online on social media, and it's like, el único lugar en el valle haciendo nieve como así. And I was like, what? I said, we've been open for like 9 months. So, it comes with the territory. But when you originally buy these machines, they ship you a powder mix. And a lot of these other companies, they use the powder mix, they mix it with water, and then they just spit it out because, it's ice cream rolls. But they really don't take the time to create a good recipe. And that's, I think, what separates us, because we use such a premium product. When I went to the ice cream school and I told them how much, what we put in the ice cream, and they were like, that's why people keep coming back, because it's such a premium and a rich ice cream base that you guys create. Yes, sir?
Mark, who is your direct competitors and who's your indirect competitors?
Okay, who are our direct competitors and indirect competitors? Like I said, there was I think a Chinese restaurant who opened up with one machine, and I went there, and it took them 30 minutes to make a cup, so I was like, okay, cool. There was another, I think it was a coffee shop that came and they had one, and I went over there and I tried it, and I was like, this isn't ice cream, it's melting too slow. So I guess those are our direct competitors, and indirect, you have your Dairy Queens, you have your Cold Stones, and different things like that. But like I said, they're really traditional. You can't really get on social media and interact with a Cold Stone or Baskin Robbins, and every review I get within the next 5 minutes, I'm responding to the person, thanks for your review. If it's a bad review, it's like, well, help us get better, send us an email, let us know. Because if it's something that I guess that I can take responsibility for, I will. And if it's something that an employee did, I still take responsibility for it and I make sure it's rectified, so the next time they come, they won't have that issue. Yes, sir?
So how are you, talking about franchise, right? How do you get past the hump of not being able to clone yourself? Number one, because how do you let go of that business? Like if you did want to expand it,
yes.
How are you gonna do that?
Yeah, I think, I guess the question is, if we didn't want to grow, how do we grow without cloning myself? It's really hard. Actually, I have one of my managers here, Estefania, and she knows I'm on her phone and I'm texting her, I'm looking at cameras when I'm at work, what's going on. It's a big responsibility, but I think with it, it comes like a great feeling. But I actually do work closely with my managers, and I try to. I know I can't get them to be like me, and I know sometimes people won't share your passion. So that's one of the things that we do when we interview people. We look for people that might have a passion or people that we probably could increase their passion and, you know, try to help them see my vision as well.
Can I ask a follow-up?
Yes, sir.
So do you guys do anything with the truck, like catering or private events or school parties and stuff like that?
Okay, do we do anything with the truck? In the past, we used to do catering events with the truck. We would take it to certain events. If you have a private party, we would bring it to your ranch and make the ice cream and things like that. Being that the heat has been a major factor in the truck, we've kind of, we're trying to phase out the truck so we can actually bring it to, if you're gonna have a party, we can just bring 2 machines, 2 workers and everything like that, and we can actually make the ice cream right there as well. So that's what we're going towards. We're trying to get out of the truck because the truck, somebody has to drive it. That's a $20,000 investment, and I'm just not having anybody drive that truck. You know, so I guess there's a lot of liability with the truck and things like that. But you know, we can drop off 2 machines and, you know, do the same thing. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Mark, I follow you. I like a lot of your ice creams, flavors, and everything. You said you need help, the community help to spread the word, but we need a story. So I know, I mean, I go to, something that I like a lot about your store is that there's like a concept. You know, everyone is like taking the selfie, you know, with the, you know, the wall. It's something that I think is awesome. But also, I think people is very sensitive to support you when they know, you know, the beginning of the story.
Yes.
I heard you about the garage thing and everything. I'm very impressed how you express, because I think I always, that I talk with you, I'm the one who always is talking.
Yeah.
You know, hear you, but I would suggest that, you know, I've learned that it's, you know, we connect a lot with people telling stories. When
Yes.
I talked about you with Telemundo, about you won the grant,
Yes.
they want to reach you, you know, because it looks like a successful story. So I think we need that. I need to know, you know, why was the idea? It's like, how do you feel about it?
Okay.
You know, that you don't have like $1 to start off the business, you know, how did you connect with your friends, your partner, and everything? Because here in the Valley, I think it's like most of the percent of the people is Hispanic. We like that, right? We like to talk about people, we like to share. So that's my suggestion. Maybe, you know, in your store, in your social media, that you can, you know, share more about how did you start.
Okay.
You are established now, and maybe a lot of people just look at you like a store, but not like what happened before that.
I got you.
And the other thing is about the ice cream, is your recipe. I heard from someone says like, where did he, you know, get those like bags of like the milk and I don't know, you know, it's like, no, he's made it.
Yeah.
So those things that I think we need to know to share and help you to
Okay.
bring, you know, more. And
Okay.
farmers market is always a good option
Yeah.
to talk with people.
Okay.
And you're invited to the McAllen program.
Okay, thank you. Yes, sir.
I'd be very careful not to disclose your recipe,
No.
because a competition, that happened to me once.
Okay.
When I first started one of the businesses, I brought in a business partner. The same day he turned around with all my ideas and took them to another company, and they capitalized on my idea.
Okay.
So yes, she's right. We need to know about that. But your recipe, keep it to yourself, brother.
Okay.
No, I mean, but you say, you know, I taste it and try it. I work like, I don't know, 10 months, you
Yeah.
know. I work in my pecan pie recipe like 30 days, burning every time. So something like that.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Did you say, when you were talking about the machinery earlier and the heat, that you cannot open during the day? I don't know, I misunderstood.
Yeah, actually, when we were in the food truck, the heat, especially in the summertime, in the summertime, it would be so hot.
Cool. Okay, so that wraps the 20 minutes. So let's all ring the bell real quick. And so you are, thanks for your time, thanks for having the courage to get up here. You are the first recipient of one of the 1 million cups tumblers, so thank you for coming up here. You went to ice cream school. That's my 6-year-old. I don't know if you know, my 6-year-old says that she wants to be a professional ice cream taster when she grows up. I didn't even know it was like a real thing. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, so that's a good taste of what's in store, not just for today, but for this program overall. That was, you know, I sat here seriously thinking, dude, how are we going to do 20 minutes worth of questions? But the more we asked, the more interesting it got. So I hope it sparked some interest and got some good ideas going. And so are we doing? We're just jumping. Okay, so.
Well, we can do a question to the public. That way we can raffle another time. Random question. Trivia, something. No?
Like what? What kind of trivia? What,
You have great ideas.
Oh, trivia? I don't know.
The oldest park in McAllen.
The oldest park in McAllen? Okay, well, hold on.
It's not for you, it's not for you.
That's a good one. Hold on.
It's not for you,
man.
that question.
Oh, but it's about far. Never mind. I have a real good one about far. Did you guys know that William Burroughs lived in Far? Did you know that? I'm dead serious. Okay, William S. Burroughs, beat poet. Anyway, he had some of the harshest things that have ever been said about the Rio Grande Valley that he wrote in a book. So if you look it up, look up William S. Burroughs when he lived in Far, because he wanted to smoke weed all day and raise citrus. That was his whole deal. Anyway, but okay, what's the oldest park in McAllen? Who knows what the oldest park in McAllen is? How many of you have been through Leadership McAllen? Ah, okay. This is a good leadership question. All right, no one knows the oldest. Any guesses?
Call the city commission.
Her voice is out. She told me that she. I know this one. Who's the oldest park in McAllen? It's got a big gazebo. Archer Park. Congratulations.
Who
Good
said it?
job. To the city committee. No, who was it? Who answered? Very good. Congratulations. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to give you a cup. And as things progress and as we order more goods, there'll be more cups. So ask questions, get involved. Okay, so the next one, this is super cool. I love what you guys are doing. I think I already shared my little tear sobbing story with you. It is a great way that you're able to reach past the valley for people that have moved away from here. And so at least in my family. So I love what you're doing. So we're going to welcome up. It's called, it's just Capadonna Ranch?
Capadonna Ranch mesquite bean.
Mesquite bean products. Here you go.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me. I'm Victoria Capadonna, and I'm the owner of Capadonna Ranch Mesquite Bean Products. Welcome, and thank you for having me here. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story. This is my family. I also call them my beaners, my bean beaners, for our mesquite beans. I'm going to give you a little bit of history here, a little bit of knowledge about the mesquite tree. Out of all the mesquite in the United States, Texas holds 76%. Although farmers and ranchers think of them as invasive and destructive because, they steal water, they also provide nutrients for cattle and wildlife. The native Indians that once roamed this area used to think of the mesquite tree as a tree of life because they used every part of the tree. From the roots to the leaves, they used it for shelter, they used it for food, and they used it for medicinal purposes. So it was very important. So in the summer of 2012, we were going through a heavy drought, and everything was dead, and these trees were beautiful green with these beautiful yellow pods, and I thought, oh my God, it's like Christmas in July. And my father-in-law had come to visit, and I said, gosh, Fred, what can people do with all these mesquite beans? They're just everywhere. And he was like, well, I think you can make a jelly with them. And so I went and started researching, loaded up the boys and my husband, and went out the backyard and roamed around and started picking mesquite beans. And we came back to the house and we looked at different recipes and kind of toyed with several of them, and we ended up coming up with an awesome jelly, and it's Capadonna Ranch Mesquite Bean Jelly was born. So my father-in-law had come back, visiting, live on the ranch, neighbors,
And he had said, you know, Victoria, I think you should add chili piquin to your jelly. My father-in-law, when he, dinner time, he'll have 2 or 3 of his little chili piquin. He'll eat a little bit and bite his chili piquin. He just loves this stuff. So I said, yeah, okay, well, let's try it. So we went out and picked different spots around the ranch where the chili piquin grew wild, and well, Capadona Ranch mesquite bean jelly with chili piquin was born, and it's awesome. Just gonna throw that out there. So in 2016, because every year we would make the jelly and then sell out and then make it again and make double and sell out. So 2016, my husband says, you know, Victoria, I think you need to get a little more serious about this, you know? This jelly's good and you're selling it every year. And I said, yeah, you know, you're right. So we went to UTRGV SBDC and asked for some help and guidance, and well, they helped us out with the sales plan and put us into different directions of what we needed to do to create our business. And one of the things that they suggested was, hey, you know, the McAllen Chamber has this innovation grant. We think that you could really, you know, take this as an opportunity to apply. And so they gave us the information, and we applied. And to our surprise, we were awarded one of the recipients of the 2016 McAllen Chamber Innovation Grant. And we were thrilled because this grant helped us move forward, and we were able to get our nutritional studies or labeling and so forth. So we're very grateful for the McAllen Chamber for that. And they also let us know about a USDA grant, and so we applied for that, and to our surprise again, we were awarded the USDA 2016 Value Added Grant. So with all this, we decided to create a website, and we needed to boost our sales, and we needed to get the word out there. And so we created CapadonaRanch.com, where we promote and sell our products. And then we decided, well, you know, we need to get on social media to spread the word a little bit more. So let's try Facebook and start working with that. And then we were introduced to great marketing team, Cobalt Digital Marketing, and we joined up with them, and they helped us get us rolling. So we were needing to think a little more serious and needed to come up with a better way to harvest our mesquite. So a lot of times when you see the mesquite trees in the summer, you'll notice that a lot of them are on the floor. But it's really not good to pick them from the ground because of the moisture, and they can create a mold. Well, so Justin, my husband, decided, well, let me see what I can do. So he made a basket, he attached it to the front end loader of the family tractor, and well, we got the boys up a lot higher into prime picking positions, let me tell you. So as you can see here, we put the boys to work, and they got to learn the value of a dollar. So every summer, it's, Mom, where are we going? You know, on vacation. No, we're not going on vacation. We're making mesquite beans all summer. So anyway, so one day we were drying mesquite beans because we needed to store them, and boys being boys, they were being horrible, by the way. And the FedEx guy's at the door and ringing the doorbell, and I'm drying the mesquite beans, and all of a sudden I forgot, and I'm like, oh my gosh, the mesquite beans, they're fried, they're roasted, look what you made me do, kids. And I remembered reading in the Texas Almanac that the Texas Civil War soldiers, when coffee was scarce, would grab the mesquite beans, roast them over an open fire, and ground them, and they would wait until it boiled. They would crack 2 raw eggs on top, and when they poured it, those eggs served as a filter, and they would call it camp coffee. So my husband came home, and so there I was, grinding the coffee, or well, the mesquite beans, and I said, you gotta try this. And he said, oh, coffee, what flavor, what? And I was like, the mesquite beans, oh my God, isn't that cool? So mesquite, Capadona Ranch roasted coffee was born. So after going to the farmers markets and so forth, people were asking for the mesquite bean flour because it's got a superfood quality. So researching the flour, we found out it's a superfood, high in protein, high in fiber, manganese and so forth. So we said, why not? Let's do this. And so we're already grinding the coffee, let's try flour. So we tried flour. And we found also that the mesquite bean flour has a low glycemic index of 25 versus regular flour at 71. So it's great for the diabetic, and it's great for, especially here in the Rio Grande Valley. I mean, shoot, we're all heading that way, one way or another. Anyway, so in processing these mesquite beans for flour, we found that the seeds would not pulverize. So in reading up on the mesquite bean pod, we realized reading, it says that the seed of the mesquite bean pod carries about 40% protein. So I figured, I don't want to toss these suckers, let me see if we can do something. And so we experimented with it, and we came out with a roasted tea made from the seeds. And the only information we can find on it is that the Coahuila Indians of the Mojave Desert in California used to make this tea. So we're fortunate that we have this tea. We just need to spread the word and get it out there. So sales have been kind of,
So I hate to cut you off,
yes.
but that's time. We're about 2 minutes over.
Oh, okay.
So I want to make sure that we parse it right.
All right, very good. So this is where we stand right now in sales. Green dots are sales, red dots are people that are interested but haven't bought and want newsletters. One of our struggles is getting out to the rest of the United States. As you can see here, we're in about 15 different states, but we would like to get out to 20 or more to spread the word. Oh, sorry, here we go. There's the correct slide. So one of our problems is, how can we branch out? How can we do that? Anyway, so we thought, okay, well, let's create a Ranch Live page. We'll add recipes with our products, recipes with native other plant, trees and so forth, and put them on. And we decided to create a blog just to create awareness. And so another struggle of ours is to create awareness to our community, because mesquite trees are everywhere and these pods are everywhere. So educating the community of what the mesquite bean can offer, being a superfood, learning and teaching others how they can harvest and utilize the mesquite bean pod themselves. Another struggle we're having is a better way to harvest the beans. Do we get a cherry picker? Should we, we don't want to, waste all those beans on the floor. Renting versus buying a commercial kitchen, and getting out to more markets, especially even the superstores, the supermarkets. So anyway, so we say, give the gift of Texas, Capadona Ranch mesquite bean products, our Texas gold. So any questions? Yes, sir.
So I'm a mesquite fanatic actually myself.
Oh,
I
that's
have
good.
a million cup ideas. But as you mentioned at the last point of your presentation, the harvesting of it and how much area can you cover and how many acres per worker are you offering to develop, because you pretty much cover all Texas. Now you want to cover all the United States.
Right. Well, mesquite, like I said, 76% of all mesquite is here in Texas. So if you look at South Texas, and when you drive away from here, every other tree you're going to see is a mesquite tree. Now, if you look at the rural area, we've got an overabundance of it, so there's plenty of mesquite. And I guess we, fortunate that I live on a ranch where we have access to it, which I feel is enough to harvest for, bigger chains. But if we were ever to be in a bind, I don't think it's going to be a problem finding people to harvest the mesquite, because they're literally everywhere. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
So HEB's always doing its primo picks. Have you spoken to Lamar about what he's been able to do with the jank? And
Yes, I have. I've had the opportunity to meet him and talk to him, and another person, Pilar Gonzalez. And we have applied for Quest for Texas Fest this year, and so we're hoping to move forward, hopefully to get in some markets so we can increase sales. Yes, sir.
remember, repeat the question.
Oh, sorry.
So,
Yes, sir.
Talk about your journey as far as food labeling and ingredients. That's one of the key things when you move from kind of doing the cottage industry in terms of making the food yourself to trying to get on the shelf.
Okay, question on how my experience was with food labeling and my experience in moving it on. First of all, with the grant for the McAllen Chamber 2016, we were awarded the $10,000, and we were able to talk to UTRGV, and they pointed us in the right direction to Food Net Safety Services, where we sent our products and we were able to get our nutritional studies done and so forth. As far as the cottage law was great prior to me going online. The cottage law lets you sell one-on-one at different places, but if I wanted to take that next step and move online, I had to be in a commercial kitchen, and so gratefully we had Mi Cocina by the Hour, and they have a commercial kitchen, and we were able to rent from them. Had it not been for that commercial kitchen, I would not have been able to sell online and move my my business forward. So that's where, I don't know, did I answer it all?
Yeah. Well, and then talk about your production, your challenges now that you basically have doubled your sales in the last year. So now you're at this next level in terms of you've got sourcing mesquite, but then also production. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Okay, as far as that's a really long question. Okay, so your question is sourcing and how my production has increased.
And how you're going to increase your production?
How am I going to increase my production? That's a very good question. And if we do get into larger markets, one thing that we are going to have to look at is maybe getting a co-packer to help with the larger markets, because right now I'm not sure I can do that. And so that is a question, that's still an issue. And so we're talking and we're dabbling with ideas and trying to get more ideas to how we can be able to do that with the larger markets.
So you're talking about, then, Victoria, you're talking about either purchasing equipment or, I mean, you're at that stage where you say,
yeah,
either we go and we contract with somebody to do this, or we do it ourselves.
Right.
So what are you leaning toward?
We're in a little bit of a limbo, and so we are talking about purchasing our own equipment to be able to do it on site versus I guess renting, and we're hoping that we can get some ideas from others to, I don't know, kind of see how we can move forward and how we can get the production to be a little bit easier, all the way from harvesting to creating and packaging our products in a quicker, more effective way. And so that is one of our issues as well right now. Yes, sir.
I recall as a kid getting out there and getting the beans and eating it like that when they were, I think, pretty brown. Right? They were ready. So, but I don't know, I don't remember at what point of my life I quit eating it, but it must have been really good when I was a kid.
Yes.
Now, have you thought about just adding a little sugar to the kid for the kids to bite on it?
Well,
because,
you know, they're naturally, okay, your question is, have I ever thought about adding sugar to the beans?
Or making it tasty for the kids to just open up a pack and start eating like that?
I haven't thought about that. But, you know, that's where our jelly does come in, though, because we create an infusion and we do add sugar to the jelly, and it's like honey with a wonderful mesquite bean flavor. And going back to that, you know, as kids, we used to chew on it, and that was our candy, just like that. Yeah, while it's brittle.
That's how I ate them when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You pick them up off the ground, you don't get the crunchy ones.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Victoria,
Yes.
you mentioned that you were a recipient of several grants.
Mm-hmm.
How did you develop the ability to write grants? Because I know grant writing is a very difficult process, and Did you hire someone to help you? Did you have friends that got involved? How did
This
you
is,
develop that
okay,
expertise?
your question is how we were able to write and get the grants and to help us, move forward. That was with UTRGV, SBDC. They worked with us and helped us, with the sales plan and work on numbers and so forth to help us put all that together and guide us. We're very fortunate to have them. Yes, sir.
Just so I understand it, you showed the map where it says a lot of these are sales, the reds are, they haven't bought.
Right.
Who are they? I'm sorry, is
The
that
red-
stores or?
Yeah, the red customers are people that have gone onto my website. They haven't bought, okay, did I repeat the question? No. The question was, what are the green dots and what are the red dots on my map? The red dots are customers that have gone onto the website that are interested in our products and want to hear more, and so they sign up for a newsletter. The people in green are the people that have purchased and gone online.
And so they all have it, do they all register?
Yes, sir.
online, and then they, okay.
Yes, sir, they do.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
By the way, that's an awesome idea.
Oh, thank you.
Develop something out of what we have so much of, and we do have so much to keep. I have 100 acres, if you ever need some.
I can call you. Let me get your number before you leave.
But, I use a Keurig.
Yes, ma'am.
I love, have you thought about putting your coffee into the Keurig or the tea?
Yes, ma'am. We have, and so your question is if we thought about putting the coffee or the tea into a Keurig. So, unfortunately, right now, we don't have the money, which is one of our, issues. But we do have instructions on the back of our products because Keurig, they have those little cups that you can use your own product in. So they usually sell them at CVS and at Walgreens. And so we have instructions on how much to put in for that little, I don't know what you call it.
Q-cup.
Yeah, cup, yeah. Universal cup. And so yes, we have thought about it. Yes, sir.
Are you guys part of the Go Texan program?
Okay, question is, are we part of the Go Texan program? Yes, we are. Yes, very happy. They've been very resourceful and helpful.
Follow.
Yes.
Are there any restaurants, have you figured out, have you put together any partnerships in the Rio Grande Valley with restaurants who serve your coffee?
I thought about that, and I have been to a couple of restaurants trying to introduce my product, and it's just having the time and figuring out how to approach them. Is it something I need to do wholesale to them? Is it something I need to, I'm not sure how to go about that, and that's another issue that I have.
Isaac and Larry would both eat this up.
Oh, really?
Pun intended.
Okay. We'll have to, after this.
So,
Yes.
Carter, two things that we can do to help.
Yes.
This community can do to help.
Oh, spread the word. Okay. Two things that y'all can do to help me, or help Capadona Ranch, is to help educate the community of the benefits of our native plant, which is the mesquite tree, and letting people know that the bean, when milled, it's either called flour, powder, or meal, is a superfood which you can cook and bake, and you can add it to your smoothie, and how it provides nutrients, protein. It has a low glycemic index. It's great for diabetics. To get us out there somewhere to reach more people, to educate them of our wonderful tree. That's all over the place. So that's one. And I guess another one would be more, I guess, for the community or locally to help find out what other resources there are as far as funding and grants for startups like me to be able to access, like the McAllen Chamber Innovation Grant. Because I know there's more out there for women, for Hispanics. It's just, learning about them and when they come up and so forth. Yes,
Have you tried like healthy fairs or something like that? You know, hospitals, because there's like a lot of things happening like in Renaissance hospitals and things like that. I heard you about all. I mean, I learned about all the benefits about your products, but sometimes you know, and I'm struggling with that because it's like my sales. It's because I give samples, people you know realize about the quality, the differences. I talk with the people and let them know. You know why this is good to have. And I think in the RGB, you know, when we like to eat like a lot of sweet things, and you know, we are located in a community that maybe like all the type of food that we sell. So probably to try to connect with the people in those type of fairs. I mean,
okay, so your question was,
and, like farmers markets. I know you do
Yes.
a farmers market, but the island has a farmers market, and most of my sales online come from that people who came, you know, to Winter Texas. So they come, they buy, and they keep buying during the year. So I think, you know, like something seasonal to like a campaign to
Okay.
let the people know about the benefits.
So another, your question was, have I gone to health fairs to educate people? I have not done a health fair yet, and yeah, that sounds like something we should probably do.
Hospitals, and you know, every like, I don't know, every 2-3 months they have something, you know.
You know, and speaking of hospitals, which is another problem that I do have, well, I would, there are studies that have been done with the benefits with diabetics on the flour, but I would love to be able to have something locally done with the study, that with our local community, because I think that would be beneficial. That's some, you know, trying to figure out who to talk to, who at A&M, who at, you know, UT.
Tons of health benefits, and it's a great product, but also it's that novelty component of the valley. They want to, you know, they want to take home with them or share with other people. Have you done anything? Have you worked with Christy at all, or worked?
Yes, and that was your question was, have I done anything with Winter Texans? Yes, I have. I have done the Winter Texan Expo, and Christy has had me in a couple of her newsletters. So, and when we do the expos, we do educate every time people come in. It's just a lot of people had no idea that you can eat mesquite. And a lot of people will say, is that the wood you may be talking about? We're like, no, it's the bean. And they're like, it has a bean? You know, so it's educating people, you know. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you said that you wanted to take the product nationally.
Yes.
And have you considered, or I don't know, maybe you are already working with food bloggers. There's an incredible.
No, would you like to work together? Aren't you a food blogger?
Yes.
Yes, no.
But there is a food blog for every niche, every diet, every cuisine, and your product hits lots of them, and there are many food blogs with an astonishing reach.
No, we have to talk. No, I have not done, okay, question, any work with a food blogger? No. I've visited with Cobalt Digital Marketing talking about this, but we just, we're still in limbo, so yes, you and I afterwards.
Working with the food blog, it's a product that people don't know. They don't know how to use it.
They really don't.
And so they may see it in the store, they may go to H-E-B and they say, oh, that looks interesting, mesquite flour, never heard of that, and they keep on walking.
Right.
Because they don't know what to do with it.
They don't.
But if they see it in the food blog, and the next time they go to the store, or they order it, they think, oh, I'll just order it online. And it's a way to educate people about what's happening. What you can do with this great product, because most people are a little bit nervous about trying the food products. And so that would be, you know, a way to get the word out, and this is what you can do with it, this is how you work with it, and to a national reach, and I think pretty quickly.
I think that's a super idea, and you need to go to my recipe tab, and my banana bread is delicious with the mesquite bean flour. Right? Yeah, we'll talk definitely. Yes, ma'am.
Victoria, I just, 2 days ago, I heard about this product called Cocoa Bliss.
Cocoa Up Bliss?
Cocoa Up Bliss, like it's a special chocolate.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and it carries this special chocolate, which is cocoa,
Mesquite bean flour?
turmeric and mesquite. First time I ever heard that, 2 days ago, and I was like, mesquite, even myself, I just like, but she says mesquite, turmeric, and the cocoa, that cocoa chocolate that she uses, it's called Cocoa Bliss. You can order it, it's a powder.
Cocoa
and it's-
Bliss.
Yeah, I just ordered it yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Well, let me tell you, mesquite bean flour and chocolate, it's like peanut butter and chocolate. It makes a super combination. Yes, I'm gonna have to look that
She
up.
added turmeric to the powder as well.
Okay.
For the inflammation, to help with inflammation.
See, there's a lot of things we can just do, and it's just like, wow, you know?
Well,
But-
cool. Well, we appreciate it very much.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Great.
It's
Okay,
for Victoria.
question time
For
from the
Victoria.
mug.
Drew, for Victoria.
What?
For Victoria.
Oh, yes, yeah, and then I thought we have,
You weren't gonna do
yes,
this.
you ran off. Blame you, right? So here's your mug, we appreciate you taking the time to come
Thank
up.
you for having me, guys.
All right, are we doing another mug or cup right
That's
now?
it.
I had a question though.
We can do one more.
What percentage of mesquite trees are in the state of Texas? How many? What? You got it correct. So he owes you a mug.
Yeah.
Okay, so that I believe that concludes our first round. I think this was a lot of fun. Ring your bells for everybody here. Now, one of the biggest questions that everybody asks is how can we, both of the speakers said that they need more exposure to everything that they're doing. So the way that you can do that is hold up your hand if you have a Twitter account. Shame on you if you do not. Everyone should be using Twitter, especially for business. It's the most important tool that you can use for business in this day and age right now. Get a Twitter account, tweet, use hashtag.
Is there a hashtag specifically? Because I've just
1 million cups, 1 million cups McAllen. I know.
One MC.
Yeah.
We can do one MC.
We can do one MC if we want to start the trend. Do one MC.
RGB? One MC.
One MC RGB.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, one MC, that's right.
Let's vote on a hashtag. One MC RGB.
I could just
The
tweet
best-
one MC and then hashtag one MC, hashtag McAllen, but what, that's better.
That's hashtag better. Hashtag what?
No, mine was not gonna have a lot of hashtags going on this whole last.
Okay. The official hashtag that they asked us to use is 1 million cups McAllen, which is really long. So we'll come up with a more creative way to do it. But get online and find everybody online. It's Capadona Ranch, at Capadona Ranch, right, on Instagram. And then what, yours is Rolling with Cream, at Rolling with Cream, right? So use a little at symbol and tag them and make sure you spread the word. We tweeted a bunch of pictures out, follow the McAllen Chamber of Commerce Twitter account. We put a lot of stuff out there. There were only a handful of us that were taking pictures, but the coolest thing you can do is let everyone know that you're here. Get on your Instagram account, Snapchat, Twitter. Take pictures from the back of the room. Don't be scared to stand up and take a picture of something. And share that, because then everyone's going to want to know, what are they doing? Why is this big group of people there? So that's the coolest thing you can do, is help spread the virality of this by personally endorsing it. So
The first thing I did when I sat down was take a picture of this, and I put it on my Facebook.
yeah, and there's a link, 1millioncups.com/McAllen, I believe is the link, so that people can get online and register. So spread the word about this and spread the word for everyone. We thank you for your time this morning. We ran a little bit late, but that's cool. Have a wonderful time next time. Invite someone and come on out, and we will see you in a month. Thank you.